February in space history. February 6th, 1942. Construction begins on Holloman Air Force Base. Holloman's history goes back to 1941 when Major General Hap Arnold, Army Air Corps Chief, and Vice Marshal Sir Guy Garrett of the Royal Air Force met to discuss establishing the British Overseas Training Program in New Mexico. But then, this happened.
The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
With war looming, the British chose to stay in England. On January 1st, 1942, under the War Powers Act, New Mexico ranchers were told to leave their property for what would become White Sands Proving Ground and the Alamogordo Bombing and Gunnery Range. Ranchers had until February 15th to do so. On February 6th, the first barbed wire surrounding a rancher's property was cut 1/2 mile west of Holloman's present main gate, and construction began. A housing crisis erupted with the influx of military and flight crew trainees, dependents, and civilian workers, and on February the 26th, Alamogordo's Chamber of Commerce put out a call to citizens for rental spaces, citing a patriotic service to the boys on the battlefront. February 20th, 1947. V-2 launched from White Sands Missile Range with the first ejectable canister. Post-World War II, the American government hired German rocket engineers and sent them to White Sands Proving Ground in New Mexico. 300 railroad cars of V-2 hardware and other rocket parts scavenged from Germany followed, and soon the Army began launching the V-2s. At first, flights faltered. Some crashed. The first in 1946 was aborted. In February 1947, a V-2 payload included the first ejectable container holding fruit flies and seeds. February the 6th, 1958. The first cross-country flight of a MACE missile. The MACE was a ground-launched cruise missile. Originally, the missile flew lower as it contained ground mapping radar. Updates would add an internal guidance system and flights at higher altitudes for longer distances. On February the 6th, 1958, a MACE left Holloman Air Force Base near Alamogordo, New Mexico, and flew more than 700 miles to Wendover Air Force Base, Utah. And that's February in space history. Be sure to follow and like us on Facebook and YouTube, and check us out on nmspacemuseum.org. Better yet, visit us in person in Alamogordo. You never know what's new at the New Mexico Museum of Space History.